Hi there guys, what's going on? My name is JellyBellyJoe and Merry Christmas to you all. So today I decided to do a video because I'm pretty bored over on my end here. Hope you guys are enjoying your Christmas day regardless of how mine is going. So another round 2 Total War Battle Online. Now I've looked through this replay already and it doesn't go the same as the battle actually did, but it's not that the outcome is still the same. I've replayed it twice to make sure that each time it replays pretty much the same. I'll go through it. I know most of the units which will be stood around kind of doing nothing that shouldn't actually be there, but I'll just point those out as we go along. And yeah, so pretty much it's all the same apart from a few units stood around and 2 of my swordsman groups decide to walk across the entire map for some apparent reason I do not know. But hey ho. So starting off, this is me versus farkors. Now farkors, well, I kind of pleaded with my friend to give me a battle at 1 AM in the morning. After him kind of saying, look, no, I kind of managed to kind of persuade him into it. So we ended up doing a battle at 1 o'clock in the morning, and this is kind of how it went. I was playing as the Iceni. Now, I've been using a lot of different factions recently than what I would usually go for. You know, usually I'd go for something like Rome, and that's what he decided to be. Now, straight away when I got into the game here, we saw that the map was very hilly, very mountainous, you know, lots of forest, lots of flanking routes, and straight away that meant that was good for me. I could get into positions where I could flank round. Now, because I started with the majority of the high ground anyway, I decided that I would stay defensively here and hold this hill. So I started off with 2 chariots on either side, my chariots down here, and then I moved cavalry across on either side as well. So in the centre here I have 6 groups of heroic nobles infantry, 2 groups of Britain slingers, 4 groups of cavalry of heroic riders including my general unit, and 2 groups of chariots. Now chariots came in useful as a distraction tool, but you'll see that in a little while. So yeah, I decided to hold this hill here. It's got a nice bit here. He would have to come up here with his infantry. Now I knew he outmanned me by quite a lot, and to say he was Romans as well, he had the distinct advantage. So I would have to use my units quite cleverly here to actually get anywhere in the first place. So let's fast forward it a bit here while we wait for the battle to progress. It was a slow start because he wasn't sure whether or not he was supposed to be attacking me, etc, etc, and I didn't know whether or not I should attack him. So as you can see around here now, he tries to move his cavalry around the side. As soon as I see him with my cavalry, I chase him down, and he just quite simply cannot outrun my cavalry. I catch up with him quite swiftly, and my men just absolutely wreck his. Now, although he's Praetorian cavalry, I put the buffs on my units, and it completely, quite a swift battle to be honest. His Praetorian cavalry lose quite swiftly. So his flanking manoeuvre straight away was actually flawed by my cavalry, giving me the distinct advantage. Now, what came apparent in this battle as we carried on was the fact that I had so much more cavalry than he did. So that was a really good positive, and I felt confident about it. As you can see here, he's moving some units around. He's got some primary units here. He's got some armoured legionnaires. I think he had about 6 groups or something, or 4 groups of armoured legionnaires, 3 groups of a cohort, and 3 groups of gladiators, along with some Syrian heavy archers. So I'm not sure on the specific numbers, along with 2 Praetorian cav and his legatus unit. So I was winning for this part. You know, I saw his movement on the right there. I wasn't sure what I was doing with his cavalry here, and that's actually my movements, not the AI just mucking the replay up. I was kind of running around going, where shall I put these guys? I don't even know where he's going to make a move, if he's going to make a move, etc, etc. So there we go, he's moving his man forward. Now, his Syrian archers I knew straight away had the distinct advantage over me for the simple fact they outranged my units, which was a bit of a pooey thing. They outranged them only by 20... Oh wait, I lied to you. They have the same range. But his has more missile damage, etc. And he has more groups than me. He has 3, I believe. Yeah, 3 groups of auxiliary Syrian archers against my 2 groups of British slingers. Now, I have the full and utmost respect for British slingers, but they're not the most effective unit on the battlefield, to say the least. So, this is, I think, swiftly, in a second, is where the combat does begin in this battle properly. Now, I make some pretty good strategical moves here, knowing that his archers are going to be able to outdo my Britain slingers quite heftily. I slowly move up my chariots on either side here, trying to get that little bit closer to his men. He sees one of my groups of chariots, so all I pretty much have to do is just run them down the hill. And as you can see, this completely screws up his lines, his formations, of what he was doing. And although these guys don't get very far, etc., I literally wasn't caring about how many of them got killed. I just want them to run through the archer groups if possible. and these guys as well. Just threw everything that they possibly could and just, you know, trying to cause as much havoc as possible. They were more like a havoc tool than actual units which I'd use to win the battle. So with that done, I retreated my cavalry. I was going to make a cavalry push from both sides. As you can see, I moved my cavalry up to the trees where my chariots just charged from. Keep those in the bushes there, and I moved my general unit right to join this cav. So I have an even spreader cav on either side, along with my main force at the top. So here, he's still got some Syrian archers into play. I believe at that point one of them is dead. I'm not too sure, but they should be. But anyway, yeah. So it becomes a bit of a slinger versus archer battle for a little while here. And at this point, I realised that my men were still hid at the top of the hill, and I thought, wow, he doesn't even know that I've got all these men just sat up here in formation ready. As you can see, he's forming some pretty nice lines, etc., etc. And, you know, my slingers are doing, well, going to town on them, really. And he decides to go for his armoured legionnaires in a defensive testudo. 4 groups of armoured legionnaires marching up the hill towards me. He doesn't have a clue what's waiting for him at the top though, so I move mine forward just to the brim of the hill. So as soon as he gets near the top, my men will be in a position to charge down. As you can see, I've got them in shield wall formation here, and as they become visible, I think he realises that the game is up, generally, and that my men do have the distinct advantage. Now, this group here was getting absolutely pummeled. I was quite worried about them, and they lost, I don't even know if they lost anyone, actually, while they were being shot to pieces by 2 groups of archers. It would appear not. So I was quite lucky in that respect. But here come my cavalry at this point here. So they get caught on there a little bit, and it causes a tad bit of chaos. And as you can see, as that happens then, I'm distracting his units, bring those 2 down behind the units because they get the momentum of charge, and 3 versus 3 here. Or is it 4 versus 3? Should be 4. I think it's 4. Is it 4? Yeah, it's 4. Okay, I just couldn't see the flag. So that battle's going on. Around here I just killed his other Praetorian cavalry, which was trying to manoeuvre to the side, chasing down his archers here to get rid of as many as possible. And in the middle here he's still got a few soldiers, of which he swiftly retreats, giving me the chance here, which was probably a bad move by him, to bring up my cavalry and smash into the back of whatever line infantry still remained. They were losing the melee fight regardless, but then the cavalry just completely smashed them to pieces. That was kind of my tactic generally, to do with phalanx usually, but I decided to employ it against the Romans. These guys, as far as I'm aware, were not actually here. Ignore that unit. Replay AI fail. These guys were actually here, and they seemed to be holding it out by themselves pretty much for some reason. He was trying to distract me, he said, after the battle with this unit. Trying to gain, you know, trying to keep my attention by keeping this prolonged slinger versus archer engagement, and it kind of ended up with me going, right, okay, why am I having this long ass engagement here and I'm not putting to use any of my units here? You know, literally, what is the point? This doesn't make any sense to me. So I decided at this point to move my cavalry forward here. You gotta remember those weren't there, so yeah, that's why they're not attacking. They just stood around running away on skirmisher mode, because AI is really intelligent in this game, obviously. And decided them to run after the Syrian archers and just basically get them out of the way. Now they do end up in the actual battle catching the Syrian archers and wiping them out. They're not supposed to be there either. Another epic win by the game replay function there. Now around the side here I caught a glimpse. Now this is actually what was happening. Around the side here I caught a glimpse of his gladiators. Now I thought, okay, what's going on? He's trying to flank me here. And over here, similarly, I saw some Evocati cohorts, sorry. So straight away I knew something was wrong. And at this point I was marching my infantry down to this line of trees here to see if I could confront any forces I thought he had left down there. And he didn't. They were all going over there. Well, splitting up. There's gladiators over here and Evocati cohort and his legatus over on that side. Now that was a bad move by him in general, because it allowed my cavalry come straight down onto his gladiators, and they really just did not have a chance. The gladiators are fantastic at ripping holes into infantry if used correctly, but against cavalry charging, especially when I used the buffs, they were completely overwhelmed and took out within a matter of about a minute. So that didn't last very long, and they were all killed. Now in this engagement you'll see one of my cavalry units die, and you'll also see one group of gladiators probably survive. That didn't happen. I had 4 groups of cavalry left, and all the gladiators were dead. But replay's sake, because, you know, the function isn't broken or anything in Rome 2. They ended up dying, and meh, I only have 3 groups of cav, but the outcome of the battle is still the exact same, and I still do the exact same with them. Now at this point here, you have the replay feature of Rome Total War 2 doing something really fantastic, and that is marching 2 of my units of infantry randomly off into the hillside. They just decided to walk over there. I'd never even ventured that. I don't even know what they were doing, but yep, there we go. Decided to walk off over there regardless, and that's where pretty much they remain. The rest of the battle, so let's speed this up because we have a gap of combat here. So at this point, with all his gladiators dead, cross, he only has 3 groups of Evocati cohort left, and his Legatus unit. Now at this point I was thinking, where are you? I don't know where you are. I knew you were marching over there, but then he started to run back. But he can't be in these trees. I thought, I was kind of running around for a while, just thinking, is he going to make a move? And at this point here in the trees, I had that other 2 groups of infantry over there that decided to walk across the map because they are ridiculously stupid in this game, and they were stood here. So I had 3 and 3. In case he came up here, I'd be able to just corner him. They came from there, I'd be able to back them up, etc. Or if he came around there, because at this point, I just didn't have a clue where he was. So I thought, right, okay, we'll get my remaining cavalry, which was all 4 units, but I'll just refer to them as 3 for this, and line them up in one huge straight line here. Now, my next thought was, let's do a big sweep of the map in this kind of huge line that we've got going on here. So I thought, right, so we got our cav units, started to sweep down here, noticed there was no units here, and I thought, look, he's not going to have retreated over here because that's the most pointless thing in the history of man. It doesn't make any sense. And, yeah, they're not there. But anyway, I thought, are you over here, sir? Went over here, and look what I found. His Legatus just peeping over the top of the hill, so I knew he was making a move up to the right flank. So that was fine with me. I thought, right, okay, I'll move my cavalry up here and intimidate him. I still had a fair few cavalry left, remember, because there's actually an extra unit here. But at this point they were knackered, so I thought, right, I need to bide my time and be careful. So I decided to move my infantry units up as well. So there was 3 units there, and these 3 units here. For some reason they're over there. I think as I command them to move forward to the next hill on this side, they start to move, but they never actually get there in the replay, because I don't know why the developers of Rome Total War 2 decided to take it upon themselves to be such utter retards with the replay function. It's the most simple, like probably one of the most simple bits of game development they could have done. Just acting out a bunch of player-based sequences, but the battle still ends up the same. At least it's not a completely different ending, because this is literally how it happened, apart from there's a few units missing. So I can't really complain that much at this time, but in the future I'll be doing other ways of recording and editing instead of a live. Well, I'll be doing it live, but not. I'll be recording it as I play it, and that's probably how I'll have to do it in the future because of the broken replay feature. So here's his last groups of Evocati cohort here, and this is what it all comes down to. I thought, right, I'm outnumber him, I out-morale him, and he's on the downhill defensive. So here he comes. Right, here I come, sorry, through the trees. Looking quite menacing, if we say myself. Just charge through the bushes, buff up my units, tell them to headhunt and frenzy. You pretty much see straight away we get rid of that. Straight away his men are just getting creamed. As you can see, I've moved my cavalry around to the right here in these right from this angle, through the trees, and it's pretty much a clear run to his Legatus unit, and he realises this and thinks, crap, I've got this cav coming towards me along with the general unit. Tries to re-engage me, and literally as soon as I smash these cavalry, well, it's game over pretty much. But straight afterwards they just get absolutely wrecked, and the battle is mine. So a good actual win there for me. I was outnumbered by about 700 men, I believe, altogether. However, I had the strategic advantage, used my men properly, and I managed to pull off a win. So that was really good. I still had a lot of units left by the end of it. I think he killed around 400 to 500 of mine, depending on the replay, because the replay likes to milk the numbers. But yeah, that's about accurate. He lost about probably about 1,300 in the battle when I played it, and I lost around 400 men generally. So with that said, that was a good battle for me. That's my unit choices. That's his. I managed to pull off a good victory against the Romans, which is something you don't see every day. Well, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you're all enjoying your Christmas. I know I am as of now. So I'll leave you guys to enjoy whatever you're doing. And thanks for watching. And if you've enjoyed the video, subscribe for more content in the future and more Rome online battles. And like this video, as all the support is appreciated. Thanks guys, I'll speak to you in a bit.